Hi, I'm Jake from the Iron Neck, and today we're going to go through our core and lower body workout. So ideally we go through this whole workout 3 sets of 8 reps or 8 reps per side. We're going to start with a standard squat. So we're going to come to this middle anchor point. We'll have a handle in each hand, and we're going to back slowly away from the anchor point. So I'm going to row my hands into my body here, finding the chest and the rib cage, and then I'm going to descend in my squat. So I'm going to have my toes slightly externally rotated, and I'm going to drop down into a squat as deep as I can, and then I'm going to return. So keeping the shoulder blades smushed together, we'll go through 8 reps total. Halfway there. Making sure the shoulder blades stay together, so I've got a nice platform, my upper body is sorted out, and allowing my lower body to do the work. Pushing the knees out. We'll go 2 more times, dropping the hips down, keeping the weight even on the foot. Then we'll return slowly, taking the weight off. The next one we have is an alternating reverse lunge. So same setup, pulling away. I'm going to pull the hands into the chest and rib cage, and I'm going to reach one foot back and driving the knee straight down. So if I push this leg back and I drop this knee straight down, I change angles at the knee and not at the torso. So my torso stays upright. Lower body doing the work underneath. We'll do one more pair here. Then I'll extend the arms and I'm going to walk slowly back to the anchor point. The third exercise we have is a Romanian deadlift. So what we're going to do this time is pin the handles back into the hips, into the pockets. I'm going to come back until I feel a bit of tension here in the hands. From here I'm going to slightly flex the knees and change angles at the hip until I feel a stretch in the hamstring. So I can reach down to about mid-shin and keeping the hands pulled back, drive the hips forward. Hands back, hips back. Hands stay there, hips come forward. So we'll do 6 more. Big stretch to the hamstring. Squeeze the hips forward. 4 to go. Should have my toes still sort of grabbing the floor. Weight's even on the foot. We'll go 2 more times. Big stretch to the hamstrings, hips forward. And there. Arms going to extend. We'll walk slightly back, hit that tension off. The next exercise we have is a suitcase deadlift, and that's going to be a unilateral exercise. Okay. The suitcase deadlift is going to start with just one handle at a time. And from the lower anchor point, I'm going to walk out until I feel a bit of tension here. And I'm going to drive down into the floor, bending the knee and the hip, and then returning. So with this tension on just one side, I've got to work really hard to keep my rib cage and hips in line, keeping my spine neutral, keeping my chin down, as if I was pulling something heavy off the floor. And here. So we'll go through 3 more of those. Pushing the handle down, keeping the arms straight. Last one for us. All right, I'm going to walk back slowly. I'll grab the other one. Coming out to about the same spot. Squaring my shoulders and hips up. I'm going to hinge at the hip and knee. My shoulder and hip are going to flex and extend at the same rate of speed. So I'm going to come down as deep as I can in my deadlift and stand up. With this arm extended, it's an extension of my torso. So any torque or force that incurs here, it's going to force me to stabilize through this midsection, particularly on the low side. And there's 3, 4, 5. Trying to stay square. Resist the urge to rotate towards the handle. Keep the shoulders down and back. 5. We'll do 2 more. Last one for us. And there. The next exercise is going to be straight arm circles. So really emphasizing the core, and using the hips as a stationary piece. So coming out into the middle, I want to start low on one side, and I'm just going to draw as big a circle as I can. As long as my rib cage can stay down and my hips can stay underneath my shoulders, I'll go as big a circle as I can manage. And we're looking to go 8 of these, so 3 more. If my hip mobility and my strength allows me to, I can even flex a bit and come into it. But if my hip mobility or my strength is the issue, I'm going to stay right in here. Just these stationary circles. And we'll go both sides. So we have a slight bend in the knee, shooting to go outside the shoulders, and then again down towards the waistline. 8 circles as far as you can go around each time. 4, 6, 2 more. I'm going to challenge myself to get as big a circle as possible on the last 2. And return. The next exercise for us is a crunch, a standing crunch. For our standing crunch, we're going to come out not quite as far. I'm going to bring these hands up to about eye level. From here, I'm going to make sure my hips are squeezed forward and I've got a lot of tension in my feet down through my toes so I don't get pulled up backwards. And I'm going to bring the rib cage down and look to bring the elbows down with it. So here I can extend the elbows, that's okay, but my rib cage is down. I haven't come up to meet them. And I'm going to bring them down as far as I can go. Crunching down. With my hips forward and the tension in my abs is going to allow my spine to flex without any consequences. Bringing them down, open it up. Go 2 more, open the elbows, bring the rib cage and elbows down. All right, and then we're going to walk slowly back from the anchor point. So that's our core and lower body exercise. We'll go through that 3 times and you'll see that it's going to challenge you from basically from the rib cage all the way down to the feet and really help develop legs, hips, and the midsection.